Hi gardening friends, welcome to my channel. So today's video is a little bit of a different video that I wanted to post because as the summer is going on, I kind of wanted to reflect and share with you my top 5 perennials for the sun, for full sun situations that I have personally enjoyed growing in my garden, and I've had them for many years now and I absolutely love them and I wouldn't be without them in my garden. For those of you who are experienced gardeners or who have a garden or who love to garden, or even if you are not an experienced gardener, you may have heard about these perennials and you may have already some of them in your garden. But if you are new to gardening, I think you would find this video especially helpful because I know that when I was beginning to garden, I did not know what perennials I should pick and even what was out there. So it's kind of nice to have at least 4 or 5 plants that you can start with that are very rewarding and will continue to do well in your garden. So the number one reason why I picked these plants is because they're extremely adaptable, they're extremely easy to grow in any garden situation, they are not fussy about the soil that you plant them in, and also they are very drought tolerant once they are established. So many reasons why these are wonderful plants for your garden, and they are extremely cold hardy as well. So I live in zone 6 and most of them are zone hardy up to zones 4 if not 5, so quite hardy, quite a big range of climates that can grow these plants. And the other thing is they come in so many beautiful colors that you are sure to find something that you're gonna love for your garden. So many reasons to love these plants, and I think this video is exciting because it's different from my other videos, and it's nice when you have gardened for some time to share your own experience and recommendations, because I feel it is very helpful for someone who is looking to add plants in their garden, or who's even looking to start a new garden, to kind of consider some of these plants, because although there are the more fussy plants, the plants that are easy to grow are very rewarding, and they are very fulfilling in the garden, and they provide this reliable beauty year after year, and they will come back in your garden. And what's more, once a few years, every 3 to 4 years, you can divide them, you can save seeds, and you can spread more of these plants in your garden and get free plants. So lots of reasons why I love them. So without further delay, let me share with you my list of top 5 perennials for the sun and why I love them, and I hope you enjoy this video. So this is my number 1 flower for the summer. It is Echinacea. They're also called cone flowers. I love Echinacea cone flowers. They are my favorite summer bloom. If you were to ask me what's my favorite summer bloom, it's this flower here. This was actually one of the very first flowers that I planted in this garden, I think going back 8-9 years ago, and it still comes back every year reliably, and I love this flower. So this is the original non-hybridized version. This is the Echinacea purpurea, which is this beautiful pink cone flower. It is such a pollinator magnet. Bees, butterflies, all kinds of pollinators love this flower so much, and I have attracted, and just when I had only this flower here, I had so many monarchs on this flower, and it's just a beautiful, stunning statement piece in the garden. It's just speaks summer. I love this flower. If you look at it, it has it belongs to the daisy family, so it does have this flat landing pad and lots of petals, and the pollinators just love this flower very much. And what's good about this one is that it is quite drought tolerant. Like even if it doesn't get a lot of water, it still holds its ground, and it's pretty happy wherever you plant it. So it's not fussy about the soil or the water. So it's Also a very easy flower to plant, and it does self-seed a little bit in the garden. Like I had one original plant here and it has self-seeded around itself, and it's given me more plants, which I absolutely do not mind, because if I don't like it in a spot, I generally just move it around in my garden, and I've done that with this plant. It's given me a lot of babies, and they have been moved in different parts of my garden. And the other thing to note about this one is it comes in many different heights. So there are many hybrid versions right now of this plant coming in many colors, and I have some of them in my garden as well, and I'll walk over and I'll show you some of the different colors that I have and hybrid versions that I have. But honestly, the original version, it still is the most majestic for me, because it's just a beautiful pink color. Like it's just a beautiful pink that goes with anything else you may have growing in your garden. I love pairing it with salvia, which I'll talk about as my next favorite perennial, but this is the number one perennial for me, and highly recommend it. If you do not have this one in your garden, highly recommend that you plant one of these Echinacea flowers. They are amazing, and they are long lasting, and they are so reliable and so cold hardy. They're going to come back year after year. So I will walk around and I'll show you some other colors that I have. As you can see, these are much shorter. This is like a mix of colors in here. There's orange, there is reds, there's pinks, so it's a whole bunch of colors mixed in there. And this one here also has yellows in it. And Echinacea also comes in pure white. There is a Power white, and there is a whole bunch of other white hybrids that you can also buy, and I have some in my garden as well. And this one here is mostly yellow orange, and it's beautiful as well. So it's just a stunning, beautiful flower to have in your garden, and highly recommend it as my number one perennial. And let me just walk over and show you some other ones that I have in my garden, so you get an idea of what they can start to look like in your gardens as you plant these in your space, and the colors that you can play with if this is the flower that you love in your garden. But here I have a red variety. As you can see, this is like a bright red. It is gorgeous. And this is a pink variety that I have in the back there as well, which is just starting to come into flower. But it's a beautiful flower, as you can see. Many different colors, and it's just stunning. There's another patch of coneflowers that I have, and these are also the pure pink ones, and they are just beautiful. As you can see, they are a gorgeous flower. So beautiful and so happy and cheerful. I love this color. Here's another look at them. Some other ones in my garden that are red, and they are also very stunning. Beautiful color. It's got like a red and a pink kind of coral color mixed in there, and it's just beautiful. And I also have some pink ones in the back here. Lots of buds to still open, but these are stunning as well and beautiful. And then I have some more colored varieties here, oranges, and really pretty. And then I also have some whites in here that are also stunning and gorgeous as well. So lots and lots of different colors of Echinacea flowers. There are some more here that are also a beautiful mix. These are gorgeous, being devoured by my puppies, which I have to trim back, but this is just stunning. Beautiful. Look at how many buds are on this plant, and it's just stunning. And if you keep deadheading them, they are going to be blooming all summer long. So just keep the deadheading going, and they should be blooming for you for a really long time. Just beautiful. Now I'm going to talk about my number 2 perennial that I love for the summer, and show you that one. So my number 2 perennial is Salvia. I love Salvia for many reasons. it is such a beautiful, drought tolerant, reliable plant that adds beauty to anything in your garden. So any bed that you add salvia to, it just looks beautiful in the garden. And right now a lot of my salvia in the garden is has been cut back, and it's waiting for its next set of blooms. But I did want to mention this plant because it is early to bloom in the spring, and it keeps going in many flushes throughout the summer. If you keep removing the spent blooms and just, you know, chopping it down, it will regrow and rebloom for you. And it's just a beautiful, stunning perennial that pollinators absolutely love. There are many different colors you can buy salvia in. This is a pink one. You can buy purple, like if you look at this variety, this is more purple, and lots of colors. There's also white, and there's a light blue, crystal blue salvia, which I also have, but it's not really in bloom right now, otherwise I would show you that color. But this is a perennial worth mentioning as my number 2 perennial in the garden, because it is a very reliable, hardy, stunning perennial in the garden, which adds a different structure, a vertical structure in your garden, and it really pairs well with roses, coneflowers, all types of flowers, and it's just a beautiful plant in your landscape. So must have, and I highly recommend a salvia, a perennial salvia in your garden, and it will kind of spread a little bit. You can divide it and you can spread it around in your garden. It's just a beautiful perennial. Number 3 perennial would be daisies. I absolutely love daisies in the garden. I have to have daisies because they just speak summer. Beautiful, cheery, vibrant white blooms. They also come in a light lemon yellow. There's banana cream, there's amazing daisies, there is Daisy May, there is all kinds of snow cap, all kinds of heights and sizes. So it's a beautiful, stunning perennial for your garden, very reliable, comes back year after year, and it forms a nice sized clump which you can divide every 4 to 5 years and rejuvenate the plant and spread it around. And it's just a beautiful flower. It's happy, it's cheerful, it's got a nice beautiful yellow center, and it is just a very attractive plant in the garden. And lots of new varieties that continuously bloom throughout summer. So highly recommend, definitely recommend this perennial for your garden. Make sure you add it in your pollinator perennial garden, because it's just a beautiful statement plant. Vibrant whites and pale yellows, they just look stunning in comparison with all of the other colors, as you can see with the coneflowers and with dianthus, with any plants around it. It just looks stunning in your garden. So highly recommend daisies in your garden, for your garden. So my number 4 perennial that I absolutely love are daylilies, and they are a real staple in my garden because they come in so many colors. I love how the foliage looks when they are not in bloom, because it adds this nice grassy kind of texture. The foliage still looks really good in the garden. And many colors, many reblooming varieties. Like here are 2 proven winner varieties that I have. This is Ruby Spider, huge blooms, and this is Tiger Swirl. So lots of fun colors, and they are very reliable, so easy to plant and take care of, and you can divide them as they multiply and spread them around in your garden, and they bloom reliably every summer, and extremely easy to take care of, and don't require too much watering, none of that. So and they don't even require, I don't even fertilize them, so they don't even require that. So I think they are extremely easy plants to take care of, and very adaptable to any soil. And I'll walk around and show you some other lilies that are blooming in my garden, and then I will share with you my number 5 perennial. So here are some more tiger swirl lilies in my garden, and they are just absolutely beautiful, the colors. And I do also have a patch here that is orange smoothie, and I think this is also another Proven Winners one. I don't know the name of this one, but it's another very gorgeous lily, and it's got ruffled edges. There are so many varieties and so many color combinations in daylilies that you can just, you know, add so much, so many different colors, and about 6 weeks worth of blooms if you stagger them based on when they bloom. There are early blooming varieties, there are mid-season and late season, and some that rebloom. So you can add a bunch of variety in your garden with these daylilies. Here are some more of them. These are also very beautiful color. They are a mauvey pink, and I also have one that is yellow with a little bit of variation and ruffled edges. This one is really pretty as well. And then I also have more tiger swirl lilies here as well. They are amazing and gorgeous. And I've also recently been experimenting with tree lilies, and they are planted in the back there as well. So but I honestly love the daylilies because they are so reliable, so dependable. Any kind of lily beetles don't go after them, so it's really easy to take care of them in your garden, and very reliable plants. And let me also walk around and see if there are any blooming in my backyard that I can share with you today. So in my backyard, I do have some more daylilies here, just beautiful colors. As you can see, this one is more of a pink, like almost like a, I don't even know how to describe this color. I think it's a dusty rose kind of pink. And I also have this beautiful, sorry for all this noise, but I also have this beautiful yellow one, which is also very, very pretty. Love the combination. And I also have more ruby spider and tiger swirl. You can tell I love them, and that's the good part about these, that you can divide and spread them in your garden, and you can have more plants in your garden. So it's really, really nice to kind of do that, or be able to do that with these plants. And yeah, amazing, gorgeous, happy flowers that keep blooming most of July. I mean, there's always some sort of a lily blooming in my garden, which is amazing to see. So the last one I will share with you is this one. This is also a very beautiful color with ruffled edges. I love the yellow, kind of like a limey green throat, and it's just a beautiful lily as well. And here's another one which is quite pale, and it's also blooming. So yeah, this is my number 4 top perennial, easy perennial that anyone should be able to grow in their garden. So my number 5 perennial, I will kind of bucket them together. I love black-eyed Susans, I love Rudbeckias, and I love fall sunflowers. So these flowers are all similar looking, and they offer this beautiful yellow pop of color in your garden in the summertime. And it's really, really easy to grow them, and very easy to have them in your garden, and they kind of add this beautiful cheerful yellow in your garden. So I have beautiful Rudbeckia here that has been actually blooming for a few weeks now, and if I continue to deadhead it, it's going to keep blooming all summer. So I absolutely love these flowers in my garden. And here I have a black-eyed Susan. I think this is Goldstrum, and this has so many buds on it, and it's going to bloom all throughout summer for me. And here is an example of the fall sunflower, which kind of offers, it's also called Heliopsis. It also offers a lot of interest in the garden, and this one is very tall. It's about 5 feet tall, and it's really, really happy, cheerful. It's been blooming for a long time in my garden, and it's actually one of the first ones to bloom in the yellow category. And then my Rudbeckias and black-eyed Susans are blooming. So it's kind of nice to always see these cheerful flowers in the garden. And I absolutely love these yellow blooms in the summer, and they contrast really well with pinks, purples, any color you have in your garden. I feel yellow and purple kind of go with any of those colors in the garden, and all the echinaceas and everything else. So those are my top 5 perennials in my garden that I want to share with you today, and they are just stunning and beautiful. And I feel like I cannot stop at 5 because I have another one which is my absolute favorite as well, and it's just an amazing flower that blooms all summer, and I'll show you that flower, and we will end with that bonus flower that I have for you. And let's walk over and check that one out. So this is my number 6, I guess, bonus perennial that I wanted to give a shout out to. This is like my all-time favorite beautiful sprawling hardy geranium roseanne, which is such a happy, such a cheerful plant in the garden. It's going to bloom right from late spring all the way till hard frost, and it's just a beautiful, stunning plant to add to any garden space, and I highly recommend it. Very easy to grow, not fussy, doesn't require much care, doesn't require deadheading, has these beautiful purple blooms all summer long. So highly recommend this one. So that's all the plants I wanted to share with you today. I hope you found this video useful, and I hope you will consider adding these plants in your garden. And if you already have these plants, I would love to hear from you. And if you have favorites that you want to share with me, I would also love to hear from you in the comments below. Do give this video a thumbs up, and if you're new and haven't subscribed, do hit the subscribe button and join my gardening community. I will catch you in my next video, and more videos and more updates to come from my garden to yours. I hope everyone has a fabulous day wherever you're joining me from. Thank you so much for watching.